Hey everybody, AC here, and welcome back to another episode of Man-Gust. This time, we are talking about number 23 of the top 24 mangas that I believe should become animes. Now this one is also a manhwa, just as number 24 was. This one is called The Twin Siblings' New Life. And this one is a really interesting take on. This one is a really interesting take on isekais. And yes, I know that just me saying isekais has some of you about to click away, but please wait. I promise this is good. I promise. Please. Okay? Okay. So, in this series, the two main characters are not overpowered. Not only are they not overpowered, but they are constantly having to be saved and protected by other people. They are not overpowered. Neither of them get a harem, and it is about these two main characters. They were siblings in their past life, died together, and then were reborn as twin siblings in this new fantasy life. And they were given a absolute horrible, awful upbringing for 5 long years. Their mother was abusive. It was incredibly abusive to them, and it caused them to just close their hearts off to everybody that wasn't them. They didn't trust anyone but each other. And then one day they are picked up by their biological father in this world, and they go to live with him. And they start to wonder, well, if he could have come get us any time, why did he wait for so long? Why did he allow us to stay there? Does he not like us? Did he only get us, bring us back because he needs us for something? And so, they don't trust anyone. And throughout the story, we learn exactly why the orphans wound up having such an awful mother. We learn why the father never came around. We learn exactly why they need to be protected, and why their existence had to be kept hidden for so long. And so as the series, my cat wants in. He's so smart. He knows that to open the door, he has to turn the doorknob. That's why I lock it. That is exactly why I lock my door. If I don't lock my door, he's gonna turn the doorknob with both his paws, open it, and come in. He's done it before, so I've had to start locking my door just to keep him from coming in. My cat is so smart. But anyway. So, we learned that things are not exactly as they appear for the siblings' old life. Things were not as they appeared. Things weren't so cut and dry, so black and white. There was a lot of complexities to their situation that led them to being in that situation. And throughout the series, they slowly learn to open up. They slowly learn to trust their new family, and it's really great to see them overcome hardships together. And when one of them falls under a curse, it's the other. When the brother falls under a curse, it's the sister's job to save him. It's the sister's job to save him, because their bond is just that strong that it can dispel that curse. And it is a beautiful series, wonderful story. There is one thing, however, that keeps it from being any higher than this. I loved the series for the longest time, up until a certain story arc where the sister, where like they're grown up, they're teenagers, they're like 15 years old now, and the sister now falls under a curse. And you'd think that just like how the sister saved the brother before, now it's the brother's turn to save the sister. You know, continue their strong bond. But no. Instead, this is the arc where the sister becomes the main character and the brother becomes an afterthought. Because it is her love for this for another to another character. Her love for another character is what ultimately ends up waking her. Like, the man she loves ends up waking her instead of her brother. And basically from that point on, she's the main character. And the brother does not really do anything after that. And this is like unfortunately, this is like the last 70 chapters of the series. The last 70 chapters of the series is basically all about her and her bond and her loving bond with this guy. And the brother just becomes a side character in her story. And that sucks. The series is over. So the series is over, and I loved everything up to that point. Everything up to that point was just chef's kiss. Amazing. But the last 70 or so chapters were just... It destroyed the premise. That's what it did. It destroyed the premise. The story is called The Twin Siblings' New Life. And yet, near the end, in the last fourth of the story, it stops being about the twin siblings, and it starts being just about the sister. And the brother becomes a side character. And that is just... I didn't really like that. I didn't like that. And at the end of the series, both siblings are happy. Both siblings are finally happy, and that's great. But the sister gets a husband, and the brother doesn't get anything. She accomplishes her goals. She becomes a powerful mage. She has lots of magic potential. She becomes a powerful mage, and she gets married to the guy she loves. And the brother is still training to become a knight. He doesn't actually become a knight. He doesn't find anyone he loves, and yeah, he's just playing second fiddle to his sister. He's just playing second fiddle to his sister after that. Like, at some point, he stops trying to pursue his own goals and starts just being like, I'm just going to stay by my sister's side and support her in everything she does. Because her accomplishing her dreams is more important than me accomplishing mine. And you might think I'm exaggerating, but no, that is the actual decision he comes to. So, instead of both twin siblings getting their happy endings, the sister gets her happy ending, and the brother is just in her shadows forever. So, the ending leaves a lot to be desired. The ending leaves a ton to be desired. And I wish that the creator had been more honest about who the main character was from the get-go. If they had been more honest from the very beginning who the main character was, and told everything from the sister's perspective, instead of from both of their perspectives, because the author was telling the story from both their perspectives, showing us what each of them think about this situation. And yet, they weren't honest. If they had been honest and showed it only from the sister's perspective, I would not be upset about this ending. This manhwa would be higher on the list if they had been honest from the get-go about about who the main character was. But because they made us think that both siblings were the main characters, I feel a bit cheated. I feel cheated for the brother. I feel like he should have gotten a happily ever after, instead of being forced to play second fiddle to his sister his whole life. So, but that's just me. I still loved the series up to the last like 60, 70 chapters. I can't remember the exact number that it was, but like it was the last bunch of chapters. I want to say the last like fourth of the series. The other 3/4, fantastic. Absolutely love them. And I absolutely can recommend them. And I do think this should get an anime adaptation. But the ending is going to divide people. So, but that's just me. So, let me know if you've read this series. Have you read it before? Do you think the ending was left a lot to be desired, or did you like the ending? Let me know in the comment box below. So, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone.